back to another episode of Farming Life at LaFour. So today we have a special guest on the farm. So this is Sam from Applied Concepts, the whole way from Burr.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit, what are you doing here? Why are you here?
Right, so we've come over and you're in pristine condition muckspreader. We're going to give it a blast.
Yeah.
We're going to bring everything down, go all the way through it, all the way down to the rust and the paint and back to bare steel.
Okay, so you're going to be just sandblasting the entire machine?
Yes, so we're going to sandblasting. What we're using is crushed glass.
Okay.
And we're going to be blasting the whole thing. We're going to be wet blasting it.
Okay.
There's going to be no dust from it. So in this lovely heat, we're not going to have any dust or anything.
Why would you use glass as opposed to sand?
Well, sand is banned in Ireland for blasting, right?
Okay.
Since 1985.
Oh, okay.
Silica in the sand is really harmful. The silica is poisonous to humans, so we're not allowed to use it anymore. Crushed glass that's actually come from all the way in the bottle banks in Tesco. It's come all the way to France through there. So it's recycled bottle bank glass.
Okay, and so then you use that with water so that there's no dust, or what's the point of the water?
Yeah, so the water is the dust suppression. So it keeps all of the dust, let's say the rust particles, the dust that might come off it, and then the glass, once it breaks down after it hits the steel, that dust, it'll run off the side and straight onto the floor.
And so is that all you do at Applied, or what is it that you do?
So we make, obviously blasting machines is our main kind of business. So we have normal dry blasting machines that everybody's familiar with, and then the wet blasting machine, the aquablaster, is our feature machine.
Yeah.
And we also, about 7 years ago, started a PTO-driven air compressor.
Okay.
So originally it would have been for the umbilical slurry market.
Yeah.
Blowing out umbilical slurry lines, clearing the lines out, and now we have more and more applications for it. So a little bit of cable jetting in construction, the wind farms use it for blowing cables up the mountains, and of course blasting.
Okay, so you make all that yourself?
From scratch.
In Burr?
In Burr in County Offaly, yeah.
It's a small world. Mam's from Burr.
Yes.
We always say Galway, but she's never really happy about it. It's from Burr in Offaly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll take a look now at the equipment that you're going to be using, if that's all right. Yeah?
Absolutely,
Perfect.
Right.
No, it's not too bad. Oh, stand, oh yeah.
I put these on extra just to move her around. It's nice and handy in the back of the van.
Alright, so this is the first machine, sandblaster?
Yes, so this is our feature kind of blasting machine. So it is the aquablaster, right? Obviously you have a suction hose for the water. It suctions its own water up, so you can draw from an IBC or a barrel or whatever you're drawing your water from.
Does the water need to be filtered?
No, because we have a nice little sieve on the bottom of here. So anything tap water, we've had people drawing from rivers or anything like that, this is no problem. What we don't want is the glass or the fine abrasive getting into the water supply and it going back in, because it'll ruin the inside of the pumps and stuff.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but no, not any water from any kind of yard or anything like that, absolutely perfect. Rainwater is lovely because it doesn't rust as quickly as mains water.
Okay, didn't know that.
So obviously then, this is the top of the machine and this is where we fill the abrasives. So this is the 100 litre, so it takes 5 bags. So you literally just pour the bag straight in, it filters through here, and then when you're stopping and starting the machine, this will pop up and it'll seal the machine.
Okay.
And on this side then we have our main control panel. So you have all your pressures, so your vessel and pusher line, that's your blasting pressure, and then your water pressure, what water pressure is coming into the nozzle. This is what a water induction nozzle looks like. Your water line comes in here, abrasive and air comes down the nozzle, and the water is injected in 8 little spots around the nozzle, and it just turns into like a mist, which gives you your dustless action. And of course you can turn them both off and on, the abrasive and the water. So you can have just air, or water and air, or abrasive water and air.
Okay. And so this will do not just glass, but that'll also do
Anything you want.
anything else?
Anything you want to put into it. I always joke, you could put gravel into it if you wanted to and she'll blast it.
Okay.
Yeah, anything, absolutely anything. A lot of our customers, especially down in France and stuff, would use garnet. It's a red mineral rock, it's mined in India. And they use that for abrasive because glass is a little bit, the recycling is a little bit different system here. So garnet is used, and then there's another black type of abrasive, it's copper slag it's called.
Yeah.
And that's a very common abrasive down here.
And how often would you have to be refilling this then?
So 5 bags should last you about, with kind of a large compressor, about 30-35 minutes. With a 5 cubic meter compressor, you get kind of 45 minutes an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, but that'll do, like, what size does it blast roughly?
So with this nozzle and a large compressor, you're looking at kind of dinner plate size.
Right,
Of
okay.
your blasting
Yeah,
area.
because we got a little sandblaster.
Yes.
That was the original plan for blasting this, and it was like
Yes.
going over it with a little fine marker.
Yes.
And we
yeah.
said, oh, geez, not
No,
doing
no,
that.
tiny little 1-inch area and crawling on
Yeah.
it. No, yeah. So the bigger the compressor, the bigger a nozzle you can have on it, and then you have a wider blasting pattern.
So then this is the compressor here behind that you're doing. This You make
Exactly.
these yourselves as
Yes,
well?
this made in Offaly. So our Varimount, it's 350 CFM.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a PTO driven air compressor.
Okay.
So you can have from the rear of the tractor coming in this side,
Yeah.
and as the shaft always turns in the same direction, front PTO is on the other side, or when you want to put it on the front of the tractor.
So it can go front and back PTO.
Yeah.
Yeah. What sort of power tractor would you need to drive this?
You definitely want 110 horsepower.
Minimum 110.
Minimum, yeah.
Okay.
Now, if your tractor is 110 20 years ago, she mightn't be 110 anymore, and
Yeah.
we have seen them struggle.
Okay.
Now, we can open the ball valve in the beginning when it starts, because that's when it needs the most torque and the most power, but it needs a good bit of power.
Okay.
Most of the customers are running it kind of 180 plus, because they'd be using it on a pump tractor if they're contracting for umbilical or anything, and there's plenty of power there.
All right. So this one here, so we're having it on the TS115, so
Yeah.
115.
Should be no problem.
Should be no problem?
Yeah, should be no problem.
Sure, we'll
see,
find out
see
later.
how many ponies she still has. This is our air end.
Okay.
So you see, this is your main cast air end. These are made in Italy. They're a twin screw. This is what makes the compressed air. This is a throttle body. So when you're pushing the trigger on the blasting machine, this will open and all of a sudden she'll make more air.
Okay.
So she's not constantly making air, she only makes it on demand.
Okay. How long have you been making these then?
7 years.
7
Yeah,
years. And
yeah.
they're doing well?
Yeah, we're averaging about 125 a year.
And you're selling them to export as well? Because I heard you mention you're selling in France
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit in France. A lot of grass countries, they have an awful lot of dairy and slurry, and of course it goes hand in hand. And more recently now, with the heat and the hotter summers, we have fire risk with big machinery. So we're selling them for blowing down machinery. Because,
Okay.
yes, your class tractor or a class combine might have a small little air compressor on it. Most of the time that's not going to do with the heavy dust and everything. So when you have so much power, have a big blow down lance that you can stick into the header or anything and blow everything out.
Okay. And what would one of these be selling for?
Retail to the customer on these is 16,000 plus VAT.
Okay. And that's in Ireland.
It's euros in
That's
Ireland.
yours now.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see how this muck spreader turns out.
Yeah, we'll get all the hoses set up and we'll start blasting.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks.
This is it, turn it up on the side for you. So
I know it's
we
good.
all complaining.
Yeah, no, very good.
That's not a problem for you, no?
No, it'll be perfect. And there's
If you take off all that
isn't
weird
much-
pitted rust and everything.
isn't much left of the hydraulic lines anyway to be worried about.
No, there's no rams in it.
Is there not? Okay.
No, there, you didn't worry about them, I have different ones.
Okay, perfect.
Just, like I said, the bearings in there, you can do them after.
Yeah,
Just the rest there, I'm not too worried about the front where it's
green.
green.
Yeah. I'll take the majority of the paint off though.
It was the wheels that did the damage, the tires.
Yeah, of course.
And then inside, it's probably, it'll run off as well.
Yeah.
If you can do the chain, fair enough.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I think that it'll be handy enough to do it.
Yeah.
I get at least 3/4 of the chain.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's but when it's maybe up then the other way, you might.
Yes, I get the other bit of it. Yeah.
So that's it, and you need to worry about this bar and changing that.
Perfect.
So, 'cause
these-
I don't want to change it now in case I damage it.
But I think if you take this out as well, would you lose a bit of structural rigidity here at the back, which
you
you come
might,
in a bit?
'cause I'll actually tack on a piece before I cut
Yeah,
this one.
I was thinking, yeah.
Been there, did that. Especially after something that got so hot.
Yeah. Easy pull it apart, but not so, or easy to pull it apart, but not so easy to spread it like that. Like,
but you get it exactly the way it should be.
Yeah.
Because I actually might even hang the back on it before I...
Oh, to stop it closing. Yes.
So
Yeah.
in here then is the back. So this is where the lights and all go, and we put a hitch on the back of the door.
Okay.
Because I have a drawbar in the front of me Land Rover, so when I'm doing jobs out the field, I'm able to pull the Land Rover after me.
Brilliant.
Or the digger has a drawbar for loading it.
Okay.
So it's a one-man job always.
Absolutely.
So that was lighter and damaged because when the
Essentially,
fire,
that's your back push bar.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
drilling rods out of the mines.
Right. Okay. Right. Jeez.
So here then would be probably your hardest bit, I reckon, but maybe not for you.
I think majority of it is going to be okay because I have good access. I'm not trying to bend the
And I
holes
can
in
turn
around.
it for you
And
after.
you can turn it and everything. And this is all cast, so all the surface of it should fall off. And I mean, this has been heat damage as well, so the outside might be a bit hardened, but I think it should be okay.
Yeah. Any fabrications I've done to it, so...
Brilliant.
And then when I turn it up, where is that? Yeah, that's the outside as you look in.
Okay. Right.
So in here will be...
the inside of it. Yeah.
Now, maybe if you do them all the best when I spray it, then I'll have one picture of it looking new. But they'll go silver after an hour.
Yeah, I was thinking, 10 minutes into the job, they'll be silver and everything. Yeah, okay, no, perfect. These are the same as well then, because there'll be an awful lot of weight on it. Yeah.
What I like about this machine and a lot of others, this is all really heavy.
Yes.
Our other machine was a great machine, but it was a bit lighter, but hard stuff, hard ox.
Yeah.
You know of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But if something went into it, it would be twisting it. So our old machine now has gone to Poland, so this one won't be going to Poland for a long time.
Fair enough. Yeah, it is actually quite big. Like, that's all 10 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a heavy machine. It took 2 manitous to lift it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whether the other one, well, it's not as heavy, but no. So it'll be great. This is red when it's finished. The rest of it is green.
Green. Okay, so like a two-tone. Very
But that's
nice.
not you don't spray them, do you?
No. No, I leave that to the professionals. No.
Oh, shit. I thought you used to spray it. No. To get this cleaned like that is priceless to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely priceless.
I look, you could be at this for weeks with a wire wheel.
You'd never get it right.
No. And you're never going to get it totally clean either.
No.
And then 5 years' time, you're going to have rust bubbling up underneath it. And
No, looking forward to seeing the finished article. So, as well as that, I'm delighted that you came volunteer, asked to do it or whatever.
No, absolutely, our pleasure. No.
And what do you call it? Maybe I hope it helps you, but it's definitely going to help me.
Yeah, look, I've done it before, and it's a nice it's a nice machine to blast. It's something different. It's not something you see every day.
Yeah.
There's, for as far as I can see, there's no YouTube
it's
videos
the same.
of
When I
blasting
seen
it.
it in the scrapyard, I said this.
Yeah, that's why. And
I don't know why they were throwing it away. Like.
Yeah. I suppose steel value over everything.
Yeah. And like this, I was telling you there this morning, it's over 70 grand to buy.
Yeah.
Because we were looking at buying other second-hand ones off farmers.
Yeah.
But they weren't even repairable, like.
Yeah.
For big money as well. So
No,
when this came along, I was like a frog for a week with a smile.
It's only really aesthetic. Like I know you've done a little bit of fabbing and stuff like that, but on bearings and seals and that's about it.
I don't do. I have all the price and everything, so
brilliant.
It's not going to be bad, like.
Good.
I think that's the way to go from now on rebuilding things, because machinery has gone out of.
No, we see it in the last kind of 5 years and so. Lads are even 10-year-old machines. They're refurbishing them and blasting and spray painting and then doing them up like new again.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper.
Because I'm thinking that with some of my mowers.
Yeah.
I was pricing second-hand ones and they're well wore, and I was saying maybe rebuild them now as well.
Yeah.
I think that's the way, since prices are gone.
Yeah.
Since the pandemic now, prices are just gone out of.
Yeah, I see more and more with tractors and everything as well. People are doing the same. They're just redoing all mud guards, bonnet, cab, everything.
Yeah, sure. When I served my time as a mechanic in the garage, it was all buying tractors in England and Germany and doing them all up.
Yeah.
So then for a few years, I kind of went mad, all new stuff, but now it's coming back to reality again.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. No, this is what I do. I know it's whether it's reality or not.
Sure, look, what works for you? Absolutely. No, brilliant.
But otherwise, I can't wait to see this machine in action.
We'll set her up now. We'll get everything going.
And that's about all.
I might get an hour or two into it, and if you want, you can have a go as well.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Tis not rocket science either.
No, it was.
Just handy enough.
Yeah.
But no.
But still to have the kind of go about it the right way, as you say.
You need a large enough compressor. You can Mickey Mouse about these things and have a small kind of 3 or 4 cylinder diesel, but you need big volume of air to get big jobs done.
Yeah.
You do.
And you said, we'll be looking at that shortly, your compressor is a 3-screw.
Yeah, it's a twin screw. The air end alone is 400 kilos.
Oh.
It's massive, and then the unit itself is 1.3 ton. But she's 350 CFM at 10 bar, but we're going to be running it at 7 bar because we don't need that higher pressure. So it'll be 425 CFM, which it's almost like a fireman's hose. You need to put the leg behind you and push into the hose because it'll.
And about 115 horsepower tractor to drive it.
Yes. Yeah.
And you fabricate and make them in Burr?
Everything from scratch.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, everything from scratch. Yeah.
Ireland has really come up well, and would say when you have all the other machinery crowds.
Absolutely.
Compared to 20 years ago.
A lot of them would actually be our customers as well. You know, you've the likes of Abbey Machinery, Brooklyn Trailers, McHale. Like they're all blasting before they're powder coating or spraying.
Yeah.
So they all have our machines in there as well. So
that's
nice. Yeah. It works.
Yeah, that's all. So I'll let you get away with it there.
Yeah,
and
we'll get set up.
You only do the back dry.
Huh?
So I'm going to stop using the water because it's all getting caught up and it's a good job so far. Happy enough.
You're happy?
Well, it's very rewarding how quick he did it, just clean it back down to the metal.
I'm going to be at the National Ploughing Championship for the 3 days on the Murphy concrete stand. So stop by if you want to say hello and have a chat about farming in France. We'll be at Block 1, Row 4, stand number 55. I will see you there.
So we're going turning the muckspreader back over now to sandblast the other side. I have a couple of tires now to go under just in case it might slip around them. And you know, when it's hanging over the chain, it's not too bad. So we'll try it and see how it goes. Looks well. job is done. Took a little bit longer than normal. He didn't realise how big machinery is out here in France.
Definitely double the time that
I tell you, I went around and I only got 2 spots I had to complain about. It wasn't worth it. And there's an awful lot of nooks and crannies in it.
Yeah.
So it's all done and I'm pleased now. It's up to me now to get the paint on it before it goes rusting. Now I had 3 to 4 days with roasting with it.
Yeah,
the only thing that was getting to him is the heat.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're not used to that.
Yeah.
Not
See,
used to it
the
at all.
colour now. Free tan.
Free tan, yeah, that's it, that's it.
If you just move closer.
Yeah.
What have you got to say?
I suppose, I thought, 4 or 5 hours, and it definitely took me 10.
Yeah.
Between yesterday and today. No, it was very good. The back end of it, all the little areas and the backs and forths and everything that you'll see it in the video, they were torture to go around.
And you were saying as well, only where the fire really hit,
Yeah.
it was harder.
Yes, exactly. So around by the axles and I think straight up, it hardened the surface of the steel, so it made it a lot more harder to take off. So it was a lot slower going. But no, it was good. It's a nice job. The big panels were nice. The back of it, not so much.
Yeah.
I dry blasted a little bit of it. So the parts where there was a lot of corners and little things for the back spray on the wet blasting, it's a little bit too much. So very easy to then just switch over the machine and turn the water off.
I did the last bit there, just to
have a
came
go.
all this way and have a go, and maybe he might leave the machine behind. But I did some sandblasting years ago, but with the water, the only problem is the yoke might get blocked now and again if you hit a corner.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's so satisfying. You just see all that just disappeared, and if you were there with her grinder, you'd be there for a week and leave a mark.
So is there a big difference between the aqua and then the dry?
Yes, yes. Well, you would have seen all the big gear I have to wear when you're dry blasting.
Yeah.
So then when you're wet blasting, all you need is that grinding shield. And like Declan says, yes, you will get, if you angle it in the right way, you will get a spray back and you might soak the front of the visor and you mightn't be able to see. This is why we have 2 visors and we just swap them out every so often. It works well in the system. The advantages to the wet, you would have seen it, the dust off the dry blasting is ridiculous.
And you can kind of wash it in front of you.
Yes, yes. Whereas the wet blasting, you can, and even with the camera and everything, you can come up real close.
Yeah.
It's a lot nicer.
I don't think you could be in a pair of shorts
when you're dry blasting.
with the other one.
No.
But then in terms of results, is there a difference, or is it just the...
The wet would be tiny bit faster. I have no idea why, but that's what we've kind of learned.
It's not much behind.
No.
Sorry.
No.
It's not much behind if you're with big power washer washing muck.
Yes.
On nice normal rust, we call it.
Yeah.
Not stuff that's baked.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, like you would have seen it if you had a compressor half that size, it'd be 20 hours in it. Like
even like the so pressure there, you have to be steady on your feet.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Did the TS115 have any problems with it?
I suppose that has max.
Yes.
But now there'll be a few ponies or horses dead in it, because she's 2003. But she did it, and I pulled out all the radiators in case she might overheat, because it's nearly 30 degrees, 38, 29 now. And I was just afraid she might overheat, so I pulled out all the radiators and kept it blew out and kept an eye on it. And it was under pressure all the time, because like there's some pressure off that.
Yeah.
Now, and all the fellas we had here, he's in the top 3. And I'm not going to even out which 2, because there's other lads come back. But
Sorry to everyone else.
he does everything what he said he'd do. There's not a bother with him, and a pleasure to work with. And I'm not the easiest to work with.
No, you're a pleasure, Declan. Oh, thank you very much.
So they're down in Bor. You can tell them again.
Yeah, so Applied Concepts is in Burr in County Offaly. I mean, if you want to have any information on the machines, you can go
Did you talk about this show?
Actually, we didn't actually talk about it, and it worked very well for us today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is another dream come true, but I haven't a compressor or that wouldn't be going back.
So this is a blowdown lance, and what most people would do is they'd have a steel pipe with a ball valve on it, and if you drop it, it flies away from you and it's very lethal. Whereas this is a spring-loaded trigger, and then this is a double wall, so it doesn't heat up as quickly. It has a nice bit of rubber there to prevent you from.
That's aluminium, is it?
This aluminium, yeah, it's a double walled.
Yeah, light.
Yeah, and you need about 175 CFM, so with 350, we've plenty to go through it, and it just makes clean up and blow down and everything brilliant, very, very quick.
But you'd want a good compressor, that's all.
Yes, you definitely want a large diesel compressor or PTO compressor to run it.
But I was just saying for the combine or anything like that, it should be anyone with a combine that has a big compressor.
Yeah.
You'd have it done because you're away from it.
Yeah, and it's so long that you can properly get it into the machine as well.